Today's show is brought to you by locally owned and operated Highland Rim Speedway. Highland Rim Speedway is celebrating its 50th anniversary this year with great short track door-to-door stock car racing in a safe, family-friendly atmosphere. Visit their website at highlandrim.com.
Talkapolis, the social media TV network for your city.
And welcome back, everybody, to Pit Pass. So glad you're along with us today. Larry Woody, of course, my idol here on the corner, and maybe not idol, but guy I've respected for a long time. And it's funny, Larry, when you get into racing, how you start crossing paths with folks that you knew in another portion of your life and didn't realize they were into racing, or vice versa.
Like Buddy Williams.
Like Buddy Williams sitting
No relation to Joe.
Boy, that was fast.
Yes, sir.
Quickly got that in.
Why was that so quick? We used to be neighbors.
We did.
But you were quick to throw me under the bus. Are you saying you wouldn't claim me?
I would claim you. You are my idol, Joe. I want to be just like you.
Buddy, a distant relative, very distant.
But the more
Buddy is
distance,
now,
the better. Yeah.
in addition to being Joe Williams' former neighbor, you are now at Highland Rim.
One of the co-owners.
Yeah. Highland Rim Speedway in Ridgetop.
Now, buddy, we're glad to have you. I want to touch back just a little bit real quick. You have been involved in this sport for a long, long time. Not to say that you're old. I'm just saying you've been in it a long time.
Premature white.
Is that what it is? That's what I tell everybody.
Veteran.
Yeah.
Veteran.
But it's always been as a racer. And then, a couple of years ago, I guess, 18 months ago, you and Roger and Jerry all got together and said, if we're going to keep this thing going, somebody's got to step up. You guys did. This is your money that you guys have in this.
That it is.
And your time.
And your time.
Not inconsiderable amount.
A lot more time than we thought on the front end.
Buddy, why did you and your partners decide to take over Highland Rim Speedway? It was kind of floundering, a veteran track, great track, but it hit some hard times. Why on earth did you guys want to get involved in running a racetrack?
Well, I had raced there for 30 years. Roger Cunningham had raced there for 20-odd years, and Jerry Criswell had been a businessman in the racing community and furnished bodies and things for 30 years. We could not see it go away. All the racetracks were closing up. The fairgrounds was in question because of the mayor. Tracks were closing everywhere, and we could not lose another track. So it was fixing to be a Walmart warehouse.
Wow. And what time last year, buddy? About this time last year when you guys stepped up and said, we'll take it over.
It was February 3rd. The bank auctioned it off, and we closed in May on our loan and our paperwork and stuff, and started the renovations.
And since then, buddy, you've just been sitting around doing nothing, haven't you?
Pretty much. Pretty much.
I know you'd give Terrell Davis and me an update on his show every week, and usually you'd hear bulldozers and construction work going on in the background when we'd be talking to you from the track. It's been a project, hasn't it?
It was a big undertaking. The track was 50 years old, and like any 50-year-old, Joe, it was in need of repair and upgrading.
Sagging a little.
Sagging.
But it didn't show the scars like some do.
No, it didn't. No, it didn't. We were very fortunate. The track was in as good a shape as it was. Most of ours was the infrastructure, the buildings, the grandstands. We did a little bit of wall work. We had to bulldoze a wall down, but all in all, the track itself was good.
And one thing, buddy, you didn't have to work on was the spirit of Highland Rim. That's a great, tough little track. As we've said so many times, a lot of good big-name racers came through there. A lot of smaller-time racers, Chad Chaffin, Casey Atwood, Little Bobby, people like that, got their start there and worked their way up. There's a tremendous history at that little track.
Absolutely. The Green brothers raced there. We've had the Allisons have been there. It's full of history, and we want to continue that. We want to make it making our own history now.
Yeah. Now, last year you got a couple, 3 races in, got a chance to see. No matter how prepared you are in a deal like this, once you get in it, you always find, I didn't anticipate this. I didn't see that coming. This is something new.
Sort of a test run
exactly.
toward the end of the season.
So you've been through 3 or 4 of these. Now, partner, it's the season. It's show the progress. You guys ready?
We are absolutely ready. We have worked all winter in the planning stages and setting things for this year. We have set our divisions. We've set our rules. We are ready to go and ready to hit the ground running.
Last week you had your rules meeting?
Been a little longer.
Oh,
Been back in December that we finalized our rules.
Okay.
Because drivers had to start building their.
Yeah. Drivers owners meeting, I guess, last week.
Yeah.
Drivers owners next week.
Next week.
Tomorrow night.
That's what. Okay, it's Thursday night.
Thursday night, tomorrow night.
Thursday the 14th. That's what
Correct.
it was.
And the fans want to know, buddy, when's the first race? When do you race?
First race is April the 13th.
April 13th.
Our opening night, and it's going to be a grand thing. We're going to have 11 divisions run that night. We're going to have
time
all
you
of our
start?
divisions. We're going to start at 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
And what time you cooking breakfast?
We'll be cooking breakfast just about midnight because that's when our curfew and our sound ordinance comes into effect, and we are working with the community on that real closely.
You've got driver owners meeting tomorrow night.
Correct.
Saturday you're doing a job fair at a time when everybody's talking about, needing a job. Is that right? Am I still right?
That's absolutely right.
Tell us about the job fair.
The job fair, if you've ever wanted to work at a racetrack, if you've ever had any inclination that would be a fun thing, we're going to have a job fair. We're taking applications for everything from announcers
Okay.
to cleanup crew, to safety crew, cooks in the concession stand, just general help. We want to get everybody interested and get everybody on board to do the thing. We have a good crew that's coming back from last year, but we want to supplement that with some more people.
Joe, the next Eddie Gossage or Ed Clark might get the start here.
Right
you know,
here.
Eddie got his start at the fairgrounds, went on to be president of Texas Motor Speedway. Ed Clark also got his start locally, president of Atlanta Motor Speedway. Who knows, the next big NASCAR wheeler dealer might have looked back someday and say, I got my first start when Buddy Williams gave me a job out at Highland Rim Speedway. Who knows?
You know, it's kind of funny you say that. I'll use this as another example for you, Larry. Years ago in another life, I hired a guy to work on a garbage truck.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah.
And he loved racing. We got to talking racing. I said, well, why don't you come out? You know, I know some folks. Started on the back of a cleanup truck for free. Today, he waves the flags for all the nationwide races. His name's Kevin Moss.
Kevin,
Wow.
Yeah. I know Kevin. Might see him. He's
Proud of that
he's
kid.
Follically challenged, as some of us are. Buddy, the thing, moving along.
Yeah, please.
Moving along.
Yes.
The thing that appeals to me about little tracks like yours, like I said, but it's the spirit of the racing. These are guys and gals who are out there racing just for the fun of racing. They know they're not going to be on national television, or they're not going to be flying their private jets to their mansions up in Aspen. They race for the fun of it. And Joe, one of the guys I met years ago when I went out there was a guy named Band-Aid Man, Buddy Williams. And I was out there doing some features for the Tennessee, and I said, you got any characters out here? And the track promoter said, do. He said, just you can almost pick one. He said, for example, look at that guy over there. That's Band-Aid Man. I went over and it's Buddy. And you could pick up the story from here, how you got the name Band-Aid Man, Buddy.
Long ago, possibly 30 years ago, I was racing and crashed a car on the front straightaway. There was a little girl that was 6 years old in the stands, and she said, that poor car needs a Band-Aid. Well, my wife overheard it, and she got me a Band-Aid decal for up on top of the windshield, and sure enough, I won the next week. So from then on, I've had a Band-Aid on everything I've owned.
Well, I interviewed Buddy that day. He said the gas isn't too bad, the maintenance isn't too bad, but said I'm spending a fortune on baling wire and duct tape.
The Holy Trinity, baling wire, duct tape, and tie wraps.
But stories like that, you know, the people like Buddy, they're so much fun to work with. They got great sense of humor, and it's just fun to see race drivers racing for the fun of it. And it's that simple at Highland Rim.
It's a fun place. It's a very fun place.
All right, 16th of March, we have the job fair. Then you come back the 23rd,
The 30th.
30th, have your media day and practice.
Right. Well, first practice is the 30th.
Okay.
The 6th is media day. And we will
got
practice
my
every Thursday in between there until racing season starts.
And
Pretty
Buddy, what
standard,
is the
typical
racing
historic,
season
yeah.
through the rest of the spring and summer?
But we're going to go
Your
all
schedule.
the way up until November. We have a couple of weeks off during the year. We're going to be closed for Bristol weekend and for Charlotte All-Star weekend. And our divisions will be kind of coordinating and being off every other week, some of them. We're going to have a good show every week when people come to the track.
And again, buddy, all this information, ticket information, schedules, times, point standings when you start racing, this is posted on your website. I think it's HighlandRimSpeedway.com.
It is.
www.highlandrim.com. Even Joe Williams and I can remember that. Highland Rim.
And if we don't, you got a good PR person up there in Tammy Kelly.
And got a
Yes,
Facebook.
And we have the Facebook site. So
younger people, unlike Joe and me, like Facebook, and we're still on the
Actually, I'm there. You need to be there, Larry.
But what's your Facebook?
Our Facebook is SaveHighlandRim.com. Save Highland Rim.
Yeah.
Facebook.
Facebook slash.
So all that information's there if somebody wants to check it because they'll forget all this by the time we watch it. But all through the season it'll be posted, and they say, we're not doing anything Saturday. Let's go out to the rim. They can click this on, see starting times, all the information, ticket information, and so forth. And you can get tickets, of course, at the gate.
Absolutely.
Show up.
Now, if you're in the Nashville area and headed to the rim, you just got to go up I-65, jump off at Bethel Road, follow the signs. Now, before you get there, you might want to get off in Rivergate, go by and see my friends at Nissan of Rivergate. If you're looking for a new or pre-owned car, probably they got it. If they don't, they can get it. Trust me when I tell you this, Bob McCracken would be more than happy to take care of you. You go see our friends at Nissan of Rivergate. Buddy, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you, Joe. Before I get out, I need to tell you, we have something that will interest you.
Okay.
We are having a 200-lap enduro race in November this year, early November, as soon as we stop. And for anyone who thinks they're Abe Lincoln when they're driving, Joe, we're going to have a 200-lap enduro that pays $3,000 to win.
And what, you going to limit the starters, or you just going to fill it up?
We're going to try to get 100 starters, just like the old days.
I saw one of those up there on January 1st of 1985. It was spitting snow.
That's a lot of duct tape and baling wire.
A ton.
Those are fun. You talk about it entertaining. And on a little track, a quarter-mile track.
Yeah, but they can get dangerous. Trust me. Trust me. Speaking of dangerous, that's us. So we better get out of here while we've got a chance. I want to thank you for joining us today on Pit Pass. We will see you next week. For Larry Woody, he's Buddy Williams. Go see the rim. I'm Joe Williams. We'll see you then.